Hi, I hope you can hear me, right?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Can you all hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. Welcome everyone to another exciting episode of our Belle by Choice live chat. And today it's another day where we'll be discussing issues that concerns sexual reproductive health and rights as women and adolescent girls. So we will love our audience out there, any of you that is joining, mama, our papa, even though you be small picking, daughter, girl, you listen. It's going to be interesting, educating, and I'm pretty sure you're going to learn so much from this. All right, so we're also welcoming your comments. If you have any comments at along the line listening to us, please do well to drop your comments. If it's be a question, if you have a question and you want us to attend to immediately, you can always reach us on WhatsApp. Here are hotlines. Um, it's 070 65450. So this number is also on WhatsApp. You can also call at any time. All right. So we move forward. Okay. So as we proceed, we want to use some minutes to say a very big thank you to our amazing partners for their support. And we usually say we for no day for this place if they are not there to back us up, as in to give us the necessary support. So we're saying a very big thank you to AWDF. We're saying a very big thank you to Global Fund for Women, Women First Digital, Gilead, Women Moment for Women Alliance, and DKT International Nigeria, Cross River State Ministry of Health, UNFPA, Cross River State Primary Healthcare Development Agency. We're saying a very big thank you to you. And then to some of you out there, you want to reach out, you're enjoying our programs and you know we're doing a great job. We will need your support to reach more, to do more. So we're looking up to you for support. You can always reach out to us. To drop your support for us and in-kind donations and materials, commodities for women. It's also welcome. So we'll proceed to today's discussion now. Okay, so our topic for today is empowering adolescent girls and women, breaking the silence on sexual and reproductive health rights. Yeah, listening to that is a topic that's. Sorry, our speaker, we used to switch to pidgin, so we're going to switch some part of it to pidgin so that at least, say our belle, nah, it's supposed to be by choice, yes. All right, so empowering women. So this program today, we go discuss about empowering men and adolescent girls to break silence on sexual reproductive health rights matter. Say these issues, there are a lot of issues that are affecting us as women and adolescent girls, but most times we just play blind to them because we feel, I beg, make this one just they go. It don't happen. Sometimes even when we even falls victim of rape, we don't really know that this is what is going on right now. This is what I need to do. Even when you're coming to them, they just want to like this thing has happened. It has to still keep ringing in them. So on today's discussion, we will delve on all those matters. So we want to make you keep your ears open so that you go learn and then from our speaker. So today we have an amazing speaker who will be sharing with us a lot about this. Miss Esther Etuk. So we're really honored to have you on the call, ma.
Yeah, I'm honored to be here too.
Um, Yeah, thank you. So, for those of us that will be interested in knowing her specialty, she's a public health specialist, and of course, you should be free to communicate, to drop a question if you have any question directed to her. She's always there to. She'll be available to attend to those questions even after the talk show. So, we proceed to the next discussion now, proper. So, Elsie, will you love to take off from here? Hello, Elsie, are you with us?
Yes.
All right, would you love to take off from here?
All right. The floor is open for our guest speaker today, and I would really love to tell her thank you for being present with us today, and also to our viewers. Thank you very much for participating. We love you. We really care
We love
about
it too.
you. So the
Yeah,
floor is
thank
open.
you. So, all right, so thank you very much that for that brief hints that you have given to us and welcoming our speaker into the speak. So our question for the first question we have that we're going to be discussing on is what are the rights of young adolescent girls and women relatives to the related to their sexual and reproductive health?
All right, so thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. As you've already called, my name is Esther Etuk. So I feel so honored to be part of this program, Belle by choice, rather. And I also want to appreciate my amiable and beautiful professional colleague, Elsie Edith. She reached out to me concerning this topic. And I'm so honored to be part of a group of individuals like this that actually have passion for empowering adolescent girls and young women. I'm really pleased. All right, so before I answer this question, I'd like to tell us what sexual and reproductive health rights is all about. Now, what comes to our mind when the word sexual and reproductive health rights is mentioned. Now, sexual and reproductive health rights is actually the rights of an individual concerning his or her sexual and reproductive lives. Now, their right to access information related to maternal health and STIs. What is maternal health? Maternal health is actually the health of a woman of reproductive age during either pregnancy, childbirth, or even after postnatal periods. And then what is STI? STI is sexually transmitted infections. Why are these things really important to us when we talk about sexual and reproductive health? Now, a lot of women and young adolescent girls do not actually know their rights when it comes to their sexual lives or when it comes to their reproductive lives. And because of this, they fall prey to a lot of public health challenges. They do things that leads to, inquiring or contracting sexually transmitted infection. Some of them may be lucky enough to, have those ones that are treatable, but of course, there are still STIs out there that are incurable. You only have to sustain yourself with drugs. And so this enlightenment program is a welcomed development, and that's why I really love this age. All right, so back to the question, what are the rights of young adolescent girls and women relative to their sexual and reproductive health? There are a good number of human rights that an adolescent girl or young women are supposed to know. Now, one of the rights is that they should have the right to information. When we say information, not just information, accurate information. They need to have the right to accurate information about their sexual life. Now, a lot of people are supposed to play a role in this right, but you see that people actually break these rights. They actually do not allow this. They try to intimidate girls when it comes to their rights. even our parents, they are supposed to play a role, especially mothers, in sex education. Every child is supposed to have access to sexual health education. Now, there is no particular age for beginning or inculcating sexual education to your child. Now, I usually tell people that from the age of, let's say, 3, when you can actually call your child and then tell this child, oh, bring my phone for me, bring that pen for me, pick up this thing for me. If that child is able to understand you and then do what you ask that child to do, from that point, you need to know that you're supposed to start, teaching that child. Don't say you wait till when the child is up to 15 or when he's up to puberty age. You need to start telling that child, teaching that child their human anatomy. Now tell the child your breast is a sensitive part. You need to cover it. Do not sit on a man's lap. Do not allow a man to touch you. In fact, not just men. You can tell your child that even women touch their fellow women in an inappropriate way, which is not supposed to be, and they are not speaking up about it. So now every child, every adolescent girl has the right to sexual education. And you look at it that most schools are not teaching sex education, and then you see that parents already fell from the foundation, which is, from the family. They say charity begins at home. Now, when the parents are already failing in that area, it now extends to school. Nobody's talking about sexual education in school. Okay, so that's one of the rights, right to information and sex education. So the second right is right to autonomy and bodily integrity. Now, as a lady, you need to know that you own your body. You need to take control or take charge of your body. Now, it has become like a normal thing in our society today when it comes to relationship. People are now using sex to sustain relationship. And you see a young girl that is not yet married getting abused by the boyfriend because like it seems like it's a right for them. They owned you because maybe they provided some things for you, maybe they bought you beverages, and sometimes it's not even big things, very petty things. And then one thing I like about the people's organization age, I noticed that people do a lot of empowerment for young girls, empower them, teach them skills, because some of them fall prey to these things because of poverty. I cannot blame them. All we have to do is to, try to correct them. Some of them, they don't just know that they have right. They cannot walk away because they don't have something to fall back to. So we need to let them know that they have right to their body, even though you are in a relationship. If you don't want to have sex with a man, you can say no. It's your body. Don't feel obligated and don't allow a man to force you into what you don't want to. So it's good to teach them that it's good to give consent to sex. So that's one of it. That's the second one. I said the first one is right to information and education. The second one is right to autonomy and bodily integrity. You need to carry having STIs, and then the effect is on you, not on the man. So the third one is right to access quality healthcare system. Hello, can you hear me?
Sure, we can.
Yes,
We can hear you,
yes.
ma'am.
Okay, because my network is a bit choppy. I saw a prompt. Okay, so right to access quality healthcare system. Now, you see that so many communities in the rural villages, they do not really have quality health facilities. Even the ones that have the health facilities, you see that there's a lot of discrimination. For instance, when you see a teenage girl pregnant, or someone, in fact, let me not say a teenage girl, if you see, some people do that a lot when they see an unmarried lady getting pregnant, before they even walk into the health facility to access this healthcare, they're already discriminated. from their body language, you will see how they respond to these people. It's not supposed to be so. So our health providers are also failing, and they're also breaking these rules or these rights of these women. You don't need to discriminate anybody that walks into a health facility to access care, especially a pregnant woman. You are not even considering her maternal health. Look deep into the child. Okay, now if you cause harm to this woman now without, because you are not giving her the right treatment like you do with people that come with the husband or people that are legally married, that child might be affected because the woman will shy away and will not come to the hospital next time. So women need to know that they have rights to access quality healthcare services. All right, so right to privacy and confidentiality. um a lot of women experience that, especially girls. For instance, a child comes down, an adolescent girl who was not well informed about sex and how to prevent herself from STI, comes down with STI. Most cases might not even be STI, maybe just toilet infection, walks into a facility and try to, explain to a healthcare provider, oh, this is how I'm feeling. Maybe I'm feeling pains around my abdomen. And then maybe because you know that child, you go back to the mom and then you report that child. You're already breaching confidentiality, because you're not supposed to give someone's health status or someone's health condition to another person without that person consenting to it. So women or girls, everybody even, need to know that they have right to privacy and confidentiality. Okay, so another one is right to freedom of expression. You need to know that as a woman, you don't need to necessarily keep quiet because you're a woman. A woman also has the right to communicate, to make choices, to make opinions in an open place. Hello?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay. So those are just one of the few that I'll mention. There are a whole lot of them. There are lots of rights that women need to know and guide it strongly. So in case someone treats you in a type of way, that is your right, you need to stand up for yourself.
All right, thank you very much. That was very, very educating. At least I've learned that women have rights to privacy and confidentiality, right to speak. And if any woman or young girl falls a victim of these circumstances, they should always speak up. They have rights to speak. Thank you very much, our speaker. Now let's go to the next question. The next question is, what are the most common misconceptions about sexual and reproductive health rights?
Okay, so there are lots of misconceptions about sexual and reproductive health rights. One of it is the misconception that sexual and reproductive health rights should only be for married women. No, it's not supposed to be so. Everyone has the right to sexual and reproductive health. So it's not only women that are violated. Women, young girls also experience violence. Just that the concept might be different. you know in the case of rape, young women also face rape. Young girls can also be physically violated. So it's not only married women that should it's not only, we shouldn't address sexual and reproductive health to only married women. Also, there's a misconception that um sexual and reproductive health is a Western thing. No, it's not a Western thing. It happens in Nigeria. Women are facing a lot of things day by day. So it's not just in the Western society. Also, there's a misconception that sorry. There is also a misconception that people that talk about sexual and reproductive health are against religion or against cultural norms. No, when once they bring up this topic, some people feel so attacked, maybe because of in some villages they have practices like female mutilation, something like that. So as much as it's not something that we want to occur, we are not against cultural norms. We are not against religious beliefs, but there are some things that needs to be corrected. So those are the few that I want to talk about. Sorry, I'm trying to wrap up because we are closing. We've already closed. I'm the only one in this building now.
All right, thank you very much, Ma, for that contribution. Okay, the next question is what should a young girl or a woman do if she falls victim of sexual abuse? What should she do? Is there any
Okay,
place she
so
can come back to?
yes. There is FIDA. I don't know if you've heard of FIDA. Is International Federation for Women Lawyers. There is an outstanding this thing. So adolescent girls or young women that go through sexual abuse or whatever form of abuse, they need to call that hotline. You need to check them out on social media, but I still need to like give a breakdown on what you're supposed to do. Maybe if you cannot access feeder. So now, if you get abused, sorry, please put the question the on the screen. So if you encounter any issues, the first thing you need to do, okay, yeah, so that's not a question. All
The
right, so if
question,
you encounter,
sorry, Ma. Okay, the question is what should a young girl or woman do if she falls victim of sexual abuse? That's the question.
okay, yes, so I said you need to reach out to FIDA, but I'll still give a breakdown of what you're supposed to do. First of all, if you encounter any sexual abuse, the first thing you need to do, especially if you are staying with that person or the person the person in giving you those problems are within, you need to go to find a safe place to go to. Now, it can be a family member, it can be a trusted friend, it can be an open place, can be police station, anywhere you feel is safe, but you need to first of all seek safety. Leave that person, because if you stay longer, it might cause more harm to you. Now, the second thing I would always tell people, after you've gone there and you've settled, you need to talk to someone, a confidant. You need to find a confidant to talk to. It could be someone, a survivor. You can talk to someone that would give you good encouragement, someone that will help you handle the situation very well, a matured person. I would have said parents, but some parents, some adolescents are scared of their parents. And when issues like this come up, sometimes it's not the parents that is usually the first call of action, but talk to someone that will understand you, will understand your pain. Because imagine talking to someone that doesn't understand what you are going through. It's not going to help. But when you speak to someone that understands you, you'll feel better. And then the third one, I would say, preserve evidence. If it was physical abuse or even if it was rape, whichever form of abuse that it was, you need to preserve the evidence. If you have physical bruises on your body, no need to clean it up yet. If your clothes was torn, no need to remove it and replace it with something else. Leave it there. Take pictures. Take pictures to stay as evidence for you. Do you understand? because especially if you want to push for legal action, because they will ask for those things. And imagine that is someone that has political influence or someone that is highly respected in it. Person can pull some strings, and then at the end of the day, you that is a victim, you will end up losing. So we need that evidence. Don't pull out, don't remove anything yet. Maybe you can even make a video in that state that you are, if you can't speak. You understand? But maybe pictures, just keep them. It will be needed to save you later. And then you now need to proceed to the hospital. Because in the hospital, they'll carry out they'll carry out a medical examination on you. If it's just physical abuse with bruises, with injuries, they'll treat it for you. And then if it was sexual abuse, they'll carry out some tests. They'll check for HIV. They'll carry out all the STI screening on you. And then from there, you now proceed to maybe report it to authorities after they've done, but everything needs to be documented. And then from there, you also need to like understand legal action, like the aftermath. They'll tell you more about restricting orders. They'll tell you more about the rights that you have, what you're supposed to do, how to stay safe. So just follow through those guidelines I've given. And then you also need to seek counseling, because counselors will understand your pain. They'll feel it with you. They will know how to calm you. They will know what to tell you that will make you feel less of the pain. And then you follow through with some follow-ups. And then I always like to tell rape victims or whatever form of abuse victims, try to speak up. Don't blame yourself, because at the end of the day, when everything has happened, I see some girls, they start blaming themselves. Now, I like to share a practical example of what happened. It actually happened to me, so this is like my story. There's this notion that people have that you cannot be raped in your house. I don't know. Am I speaking the minds of everybody here? Yeah, so I used to be of that belief.
Exactly. It
Yes,
happens.
so I used to be of that belief that
Hmm.
a guy cannot attempt rape in a
In your
lady's house.
house.
But it happens that, and most times, it's usually people that you respect a lot.
Hmm.
Sometimes you feel really safe around certain people. So what I tell people, what I tell young ladies is that everyone is a suspect. Sorry, I'm more of an HIV counselor. So when I'm counseling about HIV, I tell people that when it comes to HIV, sorry, I'm diverting, but I'm still going to come back to my
It's
story.
okay.
I
Hmm.
usually tell people that when once it comes to HIV, you're not supposed to trust anyone.
Hmm.
Remove trust entirely,
Hmm.
because now that you can prevent yourself from getting infected with something that does not have cure, your life, your health is in your hand. You have control over it. Because, sorry, I don't want to, I'm not trying to talk down on men, but men, they know how to sweet talk. Even if you've dated someone for years, it's not a guarantee that someone cannot have HIV or cannot get infected the next day or even that day. So I always encourage, continue doing this test, continue running this test. And even if you do the test, I don't encourage you to have sex without protection. So I always lay down the cards on the table for you to know that there are precautions to things, you know, because you did test and someone is negative. Do you know if that person is in his window period? You know that when someone is in his window period, you can still transmit the disease, transfer the disease to somebody else. So I always tell people, see, no matter how long you have been in a relationship with this person, leave trust out of it. except you are ready to take responsibility for any outcome that will arise from whatever you did. So now back to my experience. So I was trying to say that even religious leaders, anyone, even someone that you look at with high esteem,
Mm.
can actually violate you.
Mm.
So you don't need to trust anybody. You need to see everyone the way they are and
Remove trust.
love. Now, this person is actually a doctor at a place that I was working. And I didn't expect that from him. I know
Mm.
since I did not harbor any kind of intentions, I thought it was just going to be cordial, so we decided to just hang out. So I didn't think anything was going to transpire. So we went out and then we just bought few things. And then what happened? Okay, yeah. So then I was driving, but that day, because of how I trusted him, I left my car behind and we used the car.
Mm.
So what am I trying to say there? I left my guard down because I trusted him. For other guys, I would say, no, don't worry. Text me the location, I'll meet you up. But in this case, I decided to go with him because of his profession, because of how I view him, because a lot of factors. So to
Mm.
cut the long story
Can
short,
imagine.
yes, so I was really exhausted. I was really exhausted, just like I
Mm.
am today. I was
Sorry.
really tired. So we bought the things. I didn't want to stay there. I told him I need to get back home so that I can freshen up and then sleep and get ready for tomorrow. So I slept off. I felt really relaxed. I slept off in the car. The next moment, I woke up. They were locking the gates, and I opened my eye. It didn't look like my compound. I asked him what
Mm.
happened. He was like, "Oh, my place is far." So, and then I was sleeping, so he wanted to just bring me home. I told him, please don't do that. Take me back home. So I became alert, but still, I still did not think deep into it. So they now opened the gate again and then we dropped out. This time around, I was literally opening my eyes. Oh, that was still feeling. So we now got to the house. Young man, go to your house now. He said he wanted to walk me down to my door. Okay, I still did not have any negative thoughts. I allowed him.
Mm.
So he came up and entered the room. I went and had my bath. He was still there. I still did not think any negative things. So
Wow.
naive of me. Maybe anyone would say that. So I like to
Mm.
share this story so that nobody will
Mm.
give, oh, I'm naive as a reason. No, please
Mm.
try to spread this
I
knowledge
can
so that
see.
you know there is no
Mm.
excuse because if anything happens, it's just regrets at the end of the day.
That's it.
So
That's it.
the next thing, I came out and then I just somehow I slept off because I was really tired. I didn't even eat the stuff that we brought. The next day, I felt someone on my body. Oh God, it was a funny experience. I can talk about it now, but then I was in shock because I just did not expect it from such a person.
Mm.
So he
Wow.
so he started, trying to force sex on me. I was like, what are you doing? He now said, in fact, the audacity for me, he felt he was doing me a favor because he knew that he felt he was doing me a favor that, oh, your partner is not in the country, this and that, so I need to do this to you, you need it, I need that. I'm like, why are you making choice for me?
No.
I have the
As
right over
in,
my body. I,
oh
I
my
have the right
goodness.
to make decision for myself. Did I tell you I
Mm.
need this? He said, I know
That's
you
it.
need it. I couldn't react, but at least I was able to fight for myself.
Mm.
Maybe other girls might not have the strength
The
to
strength to
fight
do that.
such fight.
That's
Yes.
it.
And then lots of thoughts were
It
coming
is
into my
touching.
mind. What if, should I use something to hit him? And in my mind, if I hit
Mm.
him now, what would the neighbors say? They saw when he walked
Mm.
into my house.
Exactly.
He didn't force me. We talked as friends. So like a
Ah.
lot of things.
Eh,
So most times these are things that hinder girls from speaking
those
up.
those kind of stories, when it
Yes,
happens like that, many people wouldn't even believe that. Nobody would want
yes,
to take
because
that.
first of all, they saw when he walked into your house. You
Mm.
people talked as friends.
As in, it
He
wasn't
doesn't
like you were
seem
forced
like a
into the house.
stranger. He didn't seem like a stranger to you. So
Mm.
what they'll feel you cooked up a story to kill a man.
Mm.
So I tried as much as I could not to use any harmful thing on him because the explanation would be too much. But I let myself out. So a lot of girls face this kind of challenges. Now, what are the lessons that I want us to draw from this little story of mine that I've shared with us? Don't trust anyone. Try
Mm.
to speak up. Don't blame yourself for anything because I started blaming myself that I was the one I allowed him. Started blaming myself. Why did I go out with him in the first instance? Why did I allow him to come into my room in the first instance after what had happened when he took me to his house? You know, so I don't want ladies to blame themselves for anything. Please, let's try and speak up. Thank you so much for African Girls Empowerment, for this
Thank you so much.
wonderful program that you do for young
Mm.
girls and young women. I believe through this platform, girls will be able to speak up. They will be able to
Sure.
fight for their rights. They will know that their body is theirs. They are not doing, and no guy is doing them a favor. If a guy wants to force you into something that you don't want, please leave it because there are so many public health diseases out there. Currently, there is mpox. And you know, all these things still boils down to to things that you can prevent. Still boils down to it's still sexually connected.
Mm.
So please,
Connected.
I understand that for a young girl, while you are growing up, you start seeing changes in your body. You start feeling some type of way. It's a normal thing to feel some type of way, but you need to build confidence. You need to take
Mm.
control of yourself. You don't need to allow your body control you. You need to be the
Mm.
one in charge of your body.
In charge.
Yeah, so that's it.
Thank you so much for sharing this experience. As in, it's really touching. A lot of women out there wouldn't really know. I'm not even talking about the young girls because they feel, number one, we're dating. This is this, that, that, and so even if you're not dating and it's not necessarily you plan for it and then it comes, so you just have to look for a way to resist. So just like
Yeah,
I think I have a question from what you mentioned earlier. You mentioned that you during the first conversation you talked about even if um you are in a relationship with a guy and he is coming to ask for sex and you know you're not ready for it, you should let go of it. So to some extent, so many of them feel that this is actually what is going to sustain the relationship and all.
exactly.
So exactly. So you feel at this point in time, I beg, is providing is meeting my needs, is giving me what I want, and that is one of the things that, and they turn out some of them getting pregnant, and the guy was go and do abortion. No, me, I'm not there ready for those kind of things. So please, our girls out there, if you're a young girl, a young woman out there, just like you've heard from our speaker today, she had just shared her life experience with you now. So it's something touching that you should learn from. Please, being in a relationship does not mean you are now the
Sustain
property
it
of
with
the
sex.
person.
Mhm.
So you are exactly. So you don't owe the person anything. You don't owe the person anything. So you just have to be conscious of yourself and then know that you have to take charge of your own self, your body. It is your right to say no. So whenever you are saying no, stand for your no. And then if the person wants to force it, I remember some time ago, my grandmom once said things about is sex, know that that person is not the best for you, does not want anything good for you. So just walk out of it. Yes, she will say, run away. Oh, don't just stay close to the person. That person is not a normal
Yeah,
person. Yeah. So I will also say this to others. I know it's sometimes it's hard for some of them to actually say, I beg, relationship. Now it's more like a routine. You can't do
yeah,
without staying going into
yeah.
a relationship. Please, you just have to be conscious, just like you said. disease plenty outside though. So you feel go now, you don't know when carry do as a spoil your days. Relationships you keep should be cordial ones. I mean, the ones you know, this person you can trust. Like our speaker was saying, don't trust anybody when it comes
Yeah.
to disease. Because person you feel you are you've been with for years can actually turn out to be a beast tomorrow. So you just have to be very careful and cautious of yourself. So do you have an word for our women before we call up the
Okay, so I just have one word for women. Don't look at yourself that you're
okay?
weak. You are strong enough to do
Mm,
anything. Don't depend on a man for sustenance. Know that you are in charge of your body.
mm,
You know, um,
mm,
don't just give out your body in exchange for anything because there are
exactly.
repercussions to these things. So please, let's try and
Mm.
learn trade. Let's go back to school for the ones that have dropped out. Just keep pushing and take charge of your health. That's all.
Thank you so much for that beautiful word of advice. I don't know if my colleague here, Elsie, do you have anything to say before we call up the
Yes,
conversation?
and last
Yeah.
word for our viewers out there is that trust
Sorry,
God.
your mic. Sorry, your mic is echoing. I don't know. Probably you just come close to it, or maybe just change the
Yes,
position. It's noisy. Can you hear me? Oh, all right. So I think it's a bit balanced. So
okay.
just go
Please, my
on.
last word for our viewers out there and for our young girls and women is that trust your word and thank that mixing of any of those statements can lead to unsexual abuse. Don't let people to wrong people. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. And thank you so much, Miss Esther Itu, for making our time to be on this show today. And I would say this session was really, it was mind blowing. I wasn't actually expecting this yet, but and I'm also saying thank you for being a strong woman to share your story with women out there. So I believe this story of yours is going to change narratives of a lot of women out there and young girls who has been thinking negative about themselves out there. So and I believe some this has opened a floor for them to also know that this thing, no, my health is my right. So whatever is in, I just need to go for what is going to, as in protect myself first before thinking about any other thing. Yourself first as a woman. So want to say thank you for coming on the show. To our viewers out there, we're saying a very big thank you to you for following us. Also, remember to drop your comments, your questions, and of course, on the next episode next week, Thursday, we're going to still address some of the issues that you are going to raise and your concerns. Yeah, so as we go, we want to say a very big thank you once again to our partners for making this possible. So if you're also a woman with an unmet sexual reproductive health needs, and you need this in, don't forget today we're just talking about sexual reproductive health. So your needs should be addressed, and one way to address them is to visiting an healthcare center where you can see healthcare practitioners who are experts in the fields to help you overcome some of these things and address some of these things. Because by the time they give you a guidance, they can't say you this is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't do. This is going to go a long way in helping protect you from contracting sexual transmitted infections and a lot of them that might be involved. So on the screen we're also sharing some facilities you can always walk in to get your sexual reproductive health needs. Wherever location you are in, you can always check and you will get in contact with them. So women, remember, our last word is you don't look down on yourself. You are important, and your health should be a priority. So thank you all for joining us on today's show. Not forgetting, we're also taking the opportunity to also let you know that we're having a launch starting on the 1st of September. So you can also take part of the movement. 10,000 men give Belle by choice. So see, it's going to be interesting. So if you have um, a drama kids, you have something pertaining to that to deliver the message, always reach out. So our hotlines are on the screen. Okay, so here we are. So you can call any of these numbers on the screen or WhatsApp for more information about the 10,000 Men campaign. And also to those of us out there who will be interested to sponsor us, please do reach out. And would truly appreciate your sponsorships, your support and donations and it will help us go a long way and to meeting more of the needs of our women out there. So thank you once again. Thank you, our viewers. Thank you, our speaker, and thank you, my colleague Elsie. So till we meet again, same time next week Thursday. Bye.
Bye.